everyone. I am here with my favorite video to make, and that is favorites. I was supposed to say May favorites. They're April favorites, but today, as you're watching this, is May 1st. I love it when a month starts on a Sunday. I just like how that all lines up. Of course, that means that there's going to be a Friday the 13th. I don't really care, but I know some people get crazy over that. I do not. If you hear a lot more bird noise in the background than usual, it is because my door that is about 5 feet away is open to let in the fresh air because it is only 70 degrees. It's practically freezing here. We had a cold front come in today, and it'll be back in the 90s probably by the end of the week. So we are enjoying the fresh air while we can. All right, I'm going to start, as I always do, with beauty, work my way through to clothing, then accessories, and we'll finish up with lifestyle. Just a reminder, I have stopped editing my videos in that I'm not cutting out bloopers and when I mess things up, just adding in some pictures and things to make things more clear. So these videos may get a little long. All right, starting with beauty. I'm wearing everything except one, which will be obvious when I get to it. So the first favorite is the new NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I have it in the shade Yukon. It is, except for maybe 1 or 2 days, the only foundation I've worn for the entire month of April. I love this. It's the only foundation I packed with me when we went to Mississippi unexpectedly, and it just makes my skin look incredible. Now, my skin has looked better than it's ever looked because of all the laser procedures I had at the beginning of the year and my continued use now of some skin lightening prescriptions that I'm using. But this foundation, it's like putting on an Instagram filter. It is incredible. Along with that is this little gem that I've been wearing for a little while. When I sorted through and kind of redid the organization of my makeup drawers, I found some things I kind of forgot I had, and one of them was the, I wish I knew what bird that was, the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand, and I have it in the shade Pinkgasm, and I think you can tell it has been very well used. Look at that glow on the cheeks. It is a completely cloudy day, but hopefully I'm glowing a little bit. I absolutely love this. Sometimes I'll go over it after I've set my makeup with a powder blush, but today it's just this. There is powder, like powder, Laura Mercier translucent powder actually over it, but no anything else. Nothing. Let's try that again. Nothing else to add to the color. So this is what you're seeing. You can build it up if you want more, but this is just for me the perfect shade. On my eyes, also was this the only palette? No, but it's primarily been the only palette I've used all month is this guy. This is the NARS Summer Unrated palette. I don't know why it's called Summer Unrated. It was released, I think, in March. But I've been wearing this constantly. It's so versatile, and some of these brighter pink shades look a little scary in the palette, but they don't come off as intense as they look. And another trick I've learned is, like, I love to use this sort of duochrome melony pink gold shade, and that's what I have all over my lid, but then to tone it down a little bit, I go over it with this golden shade. So the shades layer really nicely on top of each other. I love all the options, and I love this mirror. When you're traveling, these are the things that you enjoy. And then the last beauty favorite of mine that I'm actually wearing is this little guy. This is the new Dior. You'd think by now I would have figured out the name of this thing. Dior Addict. I got nothing. It's their newest lipstick. It's a shine lipstick. It's not matte at all. It's very shiny. It's very slick and slippery and silky. It's very similar to, I've said this before and I still can't remember which one it is. It's one of the original YSL lipsticks that we all love that had the enamel color around it that just took over our YouTube in the old days. Almost identical formula. My shade that I'm wearing is Rose Celestial. And the cool thing, I didn't even know about this, I mentioned this in my Mother's Day gift guide, is that these are refillable. That part I knew. What I didn't realize is you could get different cases. So this is the basic one that comes with it if you just order it all together. But if you order the case separate from the lipstick, there are 2 or 3 other options. One of them is a completely mirrored one. There is, I think, a pink quilted one that looks like denim. So I I love this concept. I kind of want the all silver one. Might have to just kind of, I was going to say something clever and now I can't think of what I was going to say. I want the silver one. There. Okay. I've said it. Now, the only beauty product I'm not wearing, which is pretty obvious, is this guy. This is the Loving Tan 2 Hour Express Deluxe Bronzing Mousse. It's my favorite self tanner. I get it in the shade dark. I have tried it only waiting the 2 hours and then washing off. Almost no change happens to me. I prefer to use this as a traditional self tanner in that I put it on in the evening and then I sleep in it, and then I shower in the morning, and then I get dark. I think there's only, my melanin is only gonna get so dark no matter what I do. I've even tried the ultra dark version of this, didn't really get noticeably darker. They have released like the darkest shade called Platinum, which makes no sense to me. Platinum to me is like silver and light, kind of like. I haven't tried that one yet either. But I love this. It has sort of a greenish undertone, which sounds weird, but when you put it on, it doesn't give you that orange person vibe that we don't want. That doesn't look natural at all. I am planning on doing a how I do my self tanner video just as soon as the weather breaks, so stay tuned for that. So those are the beauty favorites. Moving on to clothing, I shall insert some pictures. So number one is these Soma leggings. I just grabbed the first pair of leggings out of the drawer when I was packing really quickly to get to Shane. If you missed that, he was diagnosed with pneumonia and was hospitalized in Oxford. He's fine. He's totally fine. But get that call at midnight. You are out as fast as you can to get there, especially when your child has already chronic health conditions. It was a little bit concerned. No, it was concerning. So I can't even believe I actually got actual coordinated outfits in a bag. And didn't actually forget anything except brow gel. I was really impressed with myself. Anyway, the first pair of leggings I picked were the Soma Nonstop leggings, and I don't know if I've ever talked about these, but I love them. They are so, so soft. They do hold you in a little bit, but not like Spanx, where sometimes by the end of the day you are well aware you are wearing Spanx leggings. These are far more comfortable. They're really, they feel thin, not in that they're flimsy, but they're just breathable and comfortable, and they have the pockets on the sides, and I wore them a lot while we were in Mississippi. I had packed thinking we were going to be spending a lot of time in the hospital. Luckily, we didn't, and he was discharged after 2 nights, so still wore a lot of leggings because why not? Okay, number two, I'm not wearing it today because I've worn them so much, but this, I'm calling it a twin set. It's not really sold that way, but when I saw this on the Chico's website, I picked these two pieces to wear together. And this does come in colors other than the mint green that I am just loving. I never would have thought I liked mint green. I never would have thought I looked decent in mint green. I think I do. It's the cotton slub material that I love so much from Chico's. I actually have a similar combo in the same fabric in white. It's just like an open cardigan and not the button down. But I love the versatility of this. If you're only gonna get one of the pieces, I would recommend the oversized. It's like a button down shirt tunic, and it comes in lots of colors. And even though it's long and you can wear it open, you can easily tie it around your, at the waist. You can tuck it in. It's a great sort of summer version of a cardigan if you want something lightweight to throw over something sleeveless when you're walking into somewhere that's got the air conditioning cranked on really hot. You get the idea. The two pieces together are outstanding. I love them. I also have to mention these are not new, but I have 2 pairs of them, and they're pretty much the only jeans I've been wearing. They're the AG, I want to say AG Edwards. Does that even exist anymore? I don't think so. AG Ex-Boyfriend Slim Jeans. I packed both pairs of them when I went to Mississippi. I wore one of them home on the travel day. They're so soft, and they're slim cut without being skinny and without being full on straight. It's that just perfect medium. And I know you're thinking, Marnie, jeans are so uncomfortable on a plane or travel. Why would you do that? They feel like I'm wearing sweatpants. They're just super, super soft. They come in all kinds of washes and distressed or not distressed or whatever. That seems to change all the time. I will link to the 2 places that I have purchased them from where they also go on sale all the time. Okay, next, it's in the wash, so I'm just gonna pop in a picture. It's the It's a Good Day to Read a Book a long sleeve shirt. It's not quite a sweatshirt. It's not quite a t-shirt. It's a happy hybrid between the two. Now I also own it in the short sleeve, But we've had a few cooler days this last month, which I love because I know those are not going to appear for the next 6 months. And it's just the perfect lounging around, or I don't know, just I want to throw on something cute, but not be too done, and I want to change out of my pajamas. So anyway, and it's always a good day to read a book. Today would be a good day. It's very overcast. Okay, and then lastly, my last clothing favorite from April is this, I don't know what to call it, anorak. It's a raincoat. It's from Walmart. I knew it was going to be cooler in Mississippi when we got up there, and I also knew it was supposed to rain, and boy, did it. Like, we had tornado watches, tornado warnings, thunderstorms, floods, trees fell over, all kinds of natural disasters, thank God. I don't think a single person was hurt, which is good, at least in Oxford, Mississippi. So the only jacket I brought, and admittedly I probably could have brought another one, for me, it got cold, it got into the 40s, was that anorak. And it's definitely a raincoat. It's got a nice hood. I walked through torrential downpours without an umbrella, although I did remember to pack one, and I didn't get soaking wet, and it's still super cute. I love the adjustable waist, gives you some shape. I personally love the olive green with the camo lining, and I wore it even on when it was just cool with no rain. I think it's a great spring jacket. All right, let's move on to accessories. So, oh my gosh, I didn't mind sitting right over there. How could okay, we'll just pop in my favorite picture. The new spring colors for the Marnie handbag. Of course I have to mention this. Of course it's my favorite. They were launched in April. We released 3 colors. Let me tell you, that was a battle. GG New York is amazing to work with. They offer very little input or pushback. They pretty much say, whatever you want to do, we'll go for it. But choosing these 3 colors was so difficult. One, because it's hard to narrow it down to 3. And then you have to balance it with the colors that already existed. So my original launch had an ivory. I was really hoping for white for spring, summer, but it's too close to the ivory. We'll see. We'll see if I can get them to push out maybe a limited edition white version, because the ivory sold out. So the ivory's gone. I did want something more nude or beigey toned, but I didn't want to compete with the tan that I originally launched that's still available. So there was a lot of nuance. Then there were quite a few colors that I liked that I couldn't get imported. They come from Italy usually in time for the launch. Shipping delays are crazy. So one of the colors was my #1 choice. We have set aside for fall. I'm not going to tell you what that is. You've seen it if you followed it on stories. But anyway, I love that I got all the feedback from so many of you. I don't know that I would have thought of a navy bag. Okay, Amazon showed up. And the dogs thought we were being invaded. Okay, thanks for protecting us from the Amazon man. Anyway, where was I? Spring colors. So, anyway, I loved your feedback because you guys came up with the idea of navy. It was never on my radar, and I think it's the most popular color. I have to get an update. You okay, bud? That was rowdy. Alrighty. So anyway, new spring colors. Love getting the feedback. Love hearing from you when you get them. Love it when you send your pictures. It's like getting pictures of your baby. I mean, these are my babies. I love them. Okay, moving on. This also is pretty much the main accessory that I have been wearing all month. This is from Dean Davidson, and it is their double-sided pendant. And here's the cool thing. I am so thankful that I have such amazing friends in this influencing business that I live in. Lisa D1 and Lisa J Makeup both work with Dean Davidson. They, I guess, passed my name on to them, and they reached out to me. And these pieces I've always admired on the Lisas, and I can, now that I have it in my hands, I can understand why these pieces are so incredible. So this is the double-sided pendant, and it is in fact double-sided, and there are some options on the site, but I chose moonstone on one side, and then you just flip it, and I cannot remember what this one is called, but it's a very pretty blue color. Either color goes with this, and I should say it has this really nice giant adjustable bead. So when you pull the strand, I can make the necklace go really, really tiny if I wanted it to. So I can adjust the length of the chain, which is really a nice feature. And I love that it's a big bead because I will say this, you know I love my Kendra Scott stuff. I'm wearing a new Kendra Scott necklace and it has that same bead, but it's teeny, teeny, tiny, and the clasp is teeny, teeny, tiny, and my big, fat hands cannot always get the clasp as easily as I'd like. So I love that on the Dean Davidson. I do have to mention, I think it's still going on. I think it's in honor of Mother's Day. They have a free gift with a $250 purchase, and they just very sweetly sent this to me. So it's their travel case, and it's really nice. Usually I just throw stuff in little bags, but this I would use. So it has this compartment for rings or studs or whatever. These two little compartments. It has where you can put earrings through that. See? And then more. You can hang bracelets or necklaces in here, and then I think it's great. I would obviously do something differently with my bigger statement pieces. Amazon. So I love it. They also, I have to tell you, just released a birthstone collection, and they very sweetly sent me my birthstone. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but, and there's more than this, but this is not going to focus. It's an amethyst, not an amethyst. Wow, I'm having a hard day. It is an aquamarine. I was born in March, aquamarine. So I just had to mention it. Okay. Also have to mention my other favorite jewelry retailer, Kendra Scott. And I have to talk about this watch band. So I've had an Apple Watch for 2, 3 years, something like that. Somebody tell me. I think it's 3 now. And I love my Apple Watch, but I've always missed my beautiful Michelle watch band. I like a bracelet watch band. And I had the resin one that I wore pretty much since day one, and I like it, but I always wanted something that looked a little more adult, a little more elegant. And I had looked so many places. They were outrageously expensive, or they looked really, really cheap. It is what it is. And then Kendra Scott came out with this. Now, it is not ridiculously cheap, but it's not anywhere near as expensive as even the Kate Spade ones I was looking at. I believe they're about $150, and they come in so many versions of this. So I have the tritone that has all 3 metals, silver, gold, and rose gold. You can have a 2-tone, you can have 1-tone, and they fit all the Apple Watches. So, hush, watch. Okay, it's talking to me. I'm so happy, so happy they came out with this. Shoes. Is that all that's left? Yes, let's talk about some shoe favorites. I've been talking a lot about these. I'm sure you're sick of hearing about them. These espadrille wedges are fabulous. I do think they're especially fabulous because of the clear straps, which really help elongate your legs. And also, especially if you're wearing something pretty busy, don't detract from the outfit because you just basically have naked feet. Sounded odd. But if this is not your thing and you are still looking for an espadrille wedge, they do come in with the normal leather straps in various colors. So I love these. Now these shoes are very unique and have a specific purpose. These are water shoes. Don't need that right by my face. We started taking Rowdy to a state park near our home, and it has river access, and the river's about this deep. And it's so cool, but the whole bottom of it are millions of pebbles, which are very uncomfortable to walk on. So water shoes are ideal. And we even did a little short, I wouldn't say a hike, but like a very short walk in these as well. You could definitely walk around. They're super, super comfortable. I would say do true to size or half size down, and they come in a million colors, and you can adjust them and make them looser or tighter with this little toggle guy. But summer's coming. Sometime. Water shoes are probably going to be something you don't even know that you need, but you do. All right, let's move on to lifestyle. Back to our trip to Mississippi. It was kind of a big deal for us this month. This came in handy. So when we were reserving the hotel room at 2 o'clock in the morning, normally we get 1 king size bed because it's just the 2 of us, or maybe Rowdy is coming with, but obviously he wasn't coming on this trip. This time I got 2 queen beds because I wasn't sure if Shane, when he got discharged, was going to want to go back to his, it's a house technically, back to his house, or if he wanted to convalesce with us. We stayed at Town Suites, so it had like a whole, like full kitchenette. I could cook for him there. I didn't know, I've heard from parents who go to visit their kids out of state when they get sick that sometimes they prefer to convalesce in a nice, quiet hotel room because he has 3 other roommates. He ended up wanting to stay in his own house, in his own bed. which is understandable. Still made him soup there. But anyway, because of the 2-bed situation and because I am a little OCD about what side of the bed I sleep on, the outlet to plug everything in was really far away. So I got this guy. I brought this one. This is the little donut. It has 3 USB ports. It has 3 outlets. And on the bottom, it has these little rubber feet, which are really important because I set this on the nightstand and then I stretched this sucker out, this cord, all the way to the other side of the room, and it didn't slide around on the nightstand. Don't forget, don't freak out if you see your devices aren't charging. You have to actually push this button to make it turn on. Just want to bring that up. Okay, I have to point out, this was a big thing. This was a saga. This is a highlight saved to my Instagram reel. I think it's called the Best Buy Saga. I finally do very much like our new refrigerator. And when I say a saga, I really hope I don't come across as complaining. My sense of humor is a little odd. I think the whole thing's hilarious. When things go horribly wrong, and I know it's not a life or death or injury or pain thing, I think it's funny and I need to share it. Like, that it took 3 tries to get this thing right. Anyway, when I first got this, I sort of freaked out on Instagram stories because it's such a different layout to what I'm used to that my brain couldn't wrap around it. But now I'm really, really loving the French door style. I'm still not convinced it holds as much food as my side-by-side. I've heard from many of you that say it doesn't and a handful of you that says it does. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know if I had a full house, how it will go. I will find out later this month when I have both kids home, and then I can let you know how that goes. What else was a favorite? Oh, we did buy Jake a new chair for his apartment, and we actually have it here, and we're gonna drive it out to him because I don't need to get into why. It's hard to have things delivered to an apartment when the person isn't necessarily there and can't just leave where he's supposed to be and come running if something gets delivered, especially a giant chair. So it's easier for us. Our schedule is flexible. That's the short explanation. Anyway, it is currently sitting in my foyer. We're about to head out to give it to him. And when we got it, all I had to do is put the, slide the back on and screw the legs in. Micah's like, I kind of want one for myself. It's not the smushiest chair, but it's really nice. And it's about $200 and it's faux leather. It's not real leather, but it looks really nice. I'm really impressed with it. I think it will get softer over time. I don't need a smushy chair. I'm at the age where I need a little more firm anyway. Otherwise, I can't get out of the chair. What's left? Patio furniture covers. Okay, this is the lifestyle favorite section. This is all over the place, as am I. We have had rain, which I'm not complaining about. And then we've had pollen. We've had a lot of pollen. Everything is still yellow. It looks like someone just dropped, you know those 5K runs where they throw all the color runs and everybody, it looks like someone took one of those color runs with the yellow ones and just bombed our whole, everywhere you look in San Antonio still for the most part. So I have beautiful new outdoor furniture that I did happen to get from Walmart, and I did not want them covered in pollen. So we ordered furniture covers from Amazon, and they have been a lifesaver, and I can't wait to actually be able to sit on my outdoor furniture. So we're just waiting for the rain to pass and then the caterpillars that now are falling out of the trees to go away. Then we can get outside. For those of you thinking you want to relocate to Texas, these are things you might want to consider. Okay, lastly, this is not new, but as it's been warming up, we've been making more salads, and that means more avocados. And Michael is starting to get into the kitchen, which is very nice. And he learned how to use this guy. So this was actually given to me by a friend of mine. We did a favorites thing, gift exchange a couple years ago, and maybe longer. I guess it was pre-pandemic. Anyway, this is an avocado tool. If you don't have this, it is genius. This end, it's just plastic, but this end cuts the avocado. This end, you just right on the pit and twist, and it takes the pit right off. You have to make that sound effect. And then this thing, you scoop it out, and it slices it as it scoops it out. Very little handy thing. If you live in Texas, I think it's a rule, you need to own an avocado tool. Anyway, it's a small thing, but it makes my life easier and it makes everybody in my house happy. Are those all the things? Those are all the things. Alrighty, so those are my favorites from April 2022. When am I gonna get used to saying that year? I don't know. I either wanna say 2020, which we really don't wanna say. I wanna say 2002. sometimes. 2022 just isn't rolling off the tongue. I don't know. Anyway, enough from me. I hope you had a lovely April. I, for one, am happy to see it go. Looking forward to May. Looking forward to Mother's Day. Looking forward to seeing my kids. All the things. Hope you had a great April. Hope you're sticking around for May. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.